Hi, everybody. Welcome to Dice Camera Action.
Woo!
Hello.
Yay.
All right.
We're not dead yet.
No.
Eh.
Okay. Let's see. Let's just jump right in.
All right.
You guys are all still alive. And
Thank goodness, because I challenged a god. It was a bad idea.
yeah, so
That was
It was
awesome.
cool.
there was this burnt symbol of Dendar the Night Serpent in the middle of the jungle, and it seemed to be swallowing a symbol of the sun, and there was a dead dinosaur on the sun, and Strix went up to it, and she got so close that monkeys leapt out at her face and stunned her. But she had sleep-deprived herself as well, so she was pretty much out of it for most of last session. And Wamba returned briefly and was disposed of in grisly fashion.
By the way, it was not murder. Not murder.
No. And yes, Strix fell asleep, and her nightmares seem to have spawned an effigy of Dendar the Night Serpent that tried to eat Evelyn, but Evelyn fought it off and drawing it away from her friends, while Dieth picked her up and bore her into the jungle so that she could not be eaten as well. And eventually Strix woke up, and the Dendar spectral form disappeared, which was good because it could have done some serious damage. And in the wake of this, you guys have now marched on, moved on. I'm going to advance the timeline another 3 days, which means Paulton, Strix, and Dieth each lose 1 hit point from the death curse that is gnawing away at them physically.
No.
It would have been
One, you said?
1 each. Yeah, it would have been a lot worse, of course, except you've got 2 magical rings that you are sharing between the 3 of you to mitigate this life-draining effect.
We should establish who is currently wearing the rings for the day.
Yes. So I am going to say that it is Strix and Paulton.
All right.
All right, so you guys got that plus. Yeah, the +1 to armor class and saving throws. So
That's right. It's important.
Also, I'm guessing that Strix might still not be sleeping.
That's
Yeah, I
entirely up
think-
to you. Eventually, there will come a point where she will be so sleep deprived
Just hit her in the head and just falls asleep every
that,
night.
that essentially she's moving at half speed and is like a disadvantage on everything.
Well, I feel like they would have had a conversation with her that
I was
not to
gonna
do
say
this.
we should maybe roleplay a little bit. That I think like Evelyn and Dieth have been trying everything they can to get her to go
Yeah.
to bed.
Okay.
because that's
Like-
not something that would just be like, oh, all right.
Yeah.
Like it's very noticeable.
Well, I don't want the Mercy Killers to come back, so she's just mad and upset.
I don't know what we have time for that way, but there definitely would be some conversation.
Yeah.
Yeah. Before she just falls flat on her face and doesn't get up
Yeah.
for 17 hours.
I
Right.
think,
Yeah.
like, Evelyn just tries to reason with her a ton. Like, you need sleep. You need to you can't cast any spells. You're gonna cast the wrong spells. And we need your spells. And she just keeps babbling and babbling and babbling about how she needs to go to sleep.
Okay.
Yeah. I mean, if she convinces Strix that she's going to hurt her friends by being too sleepy, like she'll definitely walk away and just try to sleep in a corner someplace sad.
She's right, Strix. Like, if you're not yourself, we need you. Like, we
It's-
need you
it's
at your
fine.
best.
It's fine. She's just gonna lay on the ground. She's
Yeah.
like, I don't know.
No faking this time. Actually sleep.
I'm sorry.
Yeah, I imagine that this is like when we've all bedded down for the night and we've noticed that Strix has like not slept at all, and she's pretending to sleep, but we both figured out that
Yeah.
she knows
Right.
that she's not sleeping. And so I imagine that we're kind of like Evelyn's trying to do everything she can to make her comfortable. Like she gets a special little fluffy something. I was gonna say blanket, but we definitely don't have fluffy blankets. But she has something.
If she's up against warm waffles, like using her
Oh,
as a sort of
yeah,
big
yeah,
pillow.
Yeah, I have
Yeah.
waffles lay down next to her, and then Evelyn kind of kneels down and she's kind of like holding her little hand.
Right.
Kissing.
And Strix, you're totally delirious. So at one point you see Simon, and like a mouth appears on him that says, "You're getting very sleepy."
No!
Yeah. See, that's all the sign that we need. Dieth will even like sit down next to her and be like, "I'm staying right here and making sure you're getting sleep tonight.
Don't let Simon touch me.
I'm not.
He has 2 mouths.
Nothing's coming for you. Nothing's going to touch you."
All right. Well, she's just gonna
All right.
nod and just go to sleep next to Waffles and warily think about how Simon has 2 mouths.
She
And
does go to sleep then?
Huh?
Yeah.
She does go to sleep?
Yeah, because you convinced her that if she is going to hurt her party, she's going to go to sleep. But she's still very worried. And there's a bunch of chalk markings on the ground that like will do nothing, but they're there.
Okay.
Once Evelyn sees that she fell asleep, she like looks happily and she kind of smiles at Dieth, like knowingly, and leaves Strix kind of in his watch, and she
Okay.
leaves.
Dieth, you've got the map that you picked up from Camp Vengeance, and
Yes.
you're swinging kind of on a southwesterly course. You're now at the base of these giant plateaus that rise up above the jungle, and they have jungle foliage on top of them, but they're thousands of feet high. The closest one, it looks to be at least 1,800, 2,000 feet tall, and
Jesus.
sheer cliffs with sort of heaps of boulders as large as ships around the base of it. As you were sort of scoping out the area and charting your path for the next day, you see that there is a narrow path cut into the cliff face that seems to climb all the way to the top of this plateau. You lose sight of it once in a while. It seems to sort of corkscrew around the plateau, but you do see that it's there. That's not the direction you want to go to get to Oralunga, but you do note it, that it does.
Okay.
And based on your map, that probably leads up to the village of Mbala,
Oh, okay.
which was marked on your map as a site, as some sort of settlement between
Yeah.
Camp Vengeance and Oralunga.
Yeah, we had discussed kind of making a pit stop there.
You had entertained the thought, yes.
Yeah.
And come the morning, as Strix wakes up, and her eyes are much less bloodshot than they have been the past several days, and she sort of gets back into her normal routine, you can bring this up to the rest of the party.
Okay.
You've probably spent the night in the Waffle Hut because that's just the safest, and it sort of keeps the insects from devouring you. So
Yeah. I've also been keeping my like cartographer's kit this whole time, and I've
Yeah.
been like trying to fulfill that one dude's request
yes,
for the passage. Okay. Yeah, I'll bring up to the others that we're pretty much right nearby where we could take that pathway up towards Mbala if we want to stop there and get anything that we could possibly need. Or if we want to save ourselves in some time, we keep it going straight to Oralunga.
Where?
Anna, you're muted.
Yeah, sorry. I'm just happy to spend time with all of you. So I would love to take the long way around, but also you seem to be getting worse by the day. So let's just go however we can get there fastest.
Yeah, maybe we can use it on the way back. I mean, I'm feeling worse and worse every day. I don't know about the rest of you.
Coughs up just like a black, like just throws it over his shoulder.
you can all make perception checks.
Okay. Hey, 24.
Oh, that's really good. Anybody beat a 24?
Almost. Six.
Almost? X6. Excellent, yeah.
I got a 3.
Oh, wow. Okay. I should roll for Dragonbait. He also rolled a 3. And okay, DF, as you're looking around, you can see something you haven't seen before in the nature of this place. You've seen some dinosaurs and giant spiders and other things crawling through the jungle, but you've never seen flying monkeys before now. Well, you see a pack of flying monkeys flapping overhead, going up toward the top of the plateau, and it looks like they're carrying what look like to be baskets.
Do these monkeys look similar to the zombie ones that attacked us the previous days?
No, they. You can't really see them up close, but they're much sort of smaller and fluffier. They look like. Do I have a picture of a flying monkey? Yes, I do. Now, let's see if I can get close enough to the camera so you can see it. Oh my God!
Nailed it.
There we go.
All right, I can kind of make it out.
Doesn't look. They don't look super evil.
Oh wait, I can't move. I'm actually.
That's all right.
I'm locked in by 2 cords. This is ridiculous. Okay.
I could kind of see it on stream, I think. So.
All right.
All
It
right,
is. It looks like a little fuzzy monkeys with big feathery wings,
All right.
and they're carrying little baskets. Just so you know.
Which direction do they come from?
They seem to be coming up from the jungle.
Okay. I think I hate Chalt. All right. Well,
This is gonna be making everyone breakfast.
Ooh, what breakfast?
I don't know, whatever nasty rations we have.
yeah. Are we still good on food stores for the next while? So I know I grabbed a lot of that before we left Port Nyanzaru.
you're good,
Okay, great.
and you're stocked
Yeah.
up at Camp Van
Yeah.
Institute. All right.
Yeah, if we're not too bad on supplies, we may not need Mambala right now. Might be better off just trying to get to where we need to go as fast as possible so we can get this over with. And because I feel horribly compelled to.
Yeah, I was gonna ask, that's the place Shabeshka wants you to go, right?
Yeah, that's the place.
Right. So if we deviated, that I probably know that geese might cause an ill effect.
Yeah, it'd be brain pain.
Right. Yeah, we don't want that.
No. All right. We'll take the direct path.
Okay.
So I don't know what else we could possibly stop for that'd be useful.
Excellent. Your journey continues for another, I want to say, 6 days? That we're going to sort of gloss over, montage style.
Montage!
Oh my god.
Yeah.
Strix
Yes.
sleeps more and more.
Yep. So you meander through these giant, whatchamacallit, plateaus. You do see over the course of your many days of journey, not only dinosaurs in this neck of the woods, but also more of those pteranodon folk that had accompanied Wumba. You occasionally see them sailing high in the skies overhead, but you sort of duck under the canopies of the jungles and stay out of sight as best as possible. They must have a roost on top one of the plateaus or something. Once you get past the plateaus, you don't see them much around anymore. You do come to a river, which on your map is marked the River Tath, and it flows out of the Mistcliff Mountains southward, spilling out into a bay far, far to the south of Oralunga. But you'll have to cross this river to get to where you need to go. And when you get to this river, you can see there is a big crashing waterfall farther up the river. You can see the mist coming off of it and hear its roar. And then the river water itself looks to be a couple hundred yards wide.
Wow. And there is nothing on the map indicating any kind of possible bridge or other passageway.
No.
Well, gotta find a way across this river.
I'm pretty sure I could use Dimension Door to take one of us across at a time.
Well, there's a lot of us.
Well, the rest
Yeah.
of us can fly, except Diaz, so...
I can't fly anymore, Evelyn.
Oh. Well, then you guys can go together, and Paulson and I can fly together. It'll be real fun.
Points to Unbroken Bro.
It's too far across for Dimension Door. The maximum range of Dimension Door is 500 feet.
Oh, it's real
Yeah,
far.
they said this was hundreds of yards.
Oh, man.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's about, you guessed, about 650, 700 feet.
Oh, and how is Waffles and Simon gonna get across then?
Yeah, that's what we're working on.
Maybe you guys could fly up and see if it gets narrower down the way, or maybe there's a bridge. Just
Yeah,
kind
let
of
me
scout
scope it out.
Okay.
I just try to get a scope of what the rest of the river looks like.
Absolutely. Yes, you can see that at one point the river kind of plunges down deeper into a gorge, and you see what appears to be a stone bridge that crosses the gorge.
So we would need to scale this like waterfall cliff face down to get to that bridge?
No, you would just have to basically make your way down the side of the river that you're on. Eventually, that side is going to get higher and higher up away from the river as you're sort of moving along with the gorge. And then the bridge, you'll just come to the end of it.
And is it really far? Like, do I see it as a detriment to our ability to get anywhere fast, or is it a negligible amount?
You think it's about a half-hour diversion.
Okay. I
That's
fly down and
not that bad.
tell them exactly what I saw.
Okay.
That sounds way better than swimming, considering last time. Just points
Yeah.
like a bite mark on her shoulder.
Yeah.
Yeah, that will probably be our fastest and most expedient way across.
And we're giving our fluffy little girl, and I scratch Waffles. You like bridges, don't you?
All right. And you didn't get terribly close to the bridge, but you saw it kind of had a faint arch to it. It had two big stone supports holding it up that go all the way down to the base of the gorge. And then there was some sort of shrine on the middle of it with a figure or statue on top of the shrine. And then there are smaller statues just kind of on the edges of the bridge following it along from one end to the other.
I look out for the word yubbanub.
Okay.
We've also had some experience with statues that we thought were harmless that
Yeah.
didn't end up being so harmless. So
These ones looked from a distance to be kind of weathered, and some of them had fallen over and toppled. You also notice there's some sort of statuary clinging to the underside of the bridge.
The underside.
Yep.
Can Evelyn do like a fly around of
Sure,
the bridge?
absolutely.
Just see what she can see.
She
I
can
assume you want perception.
Yes, please.
Oh, that's a wait, no, that's a 1. It's a 1.
Oh my god. I just imagine that like Paulson starts playing while you're like flying around and you're like, oh, that's a good song. La, 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 and you just don't pay attention at all.
Can we agree that usually the like logo of a die is the 20?
Yeah.
Thanks Acquisitions Incorporated
Well,
for
that's-
trolling me.
Yeah.
That's
yeah.
amazing.
Anyway, I actually get totally distracted
Yes.
by a bird, and I'm like, isn't that the prettiest bird?
You follow the
Nice.
colored bird for a while, and you realize I should probably get back to my friends.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
Do I see anything at all? Like, I just noticed there are statues, I guess.
Yes.
Cool. There are statues down there too.
All right.
Okay. So you make the diversion, and then when you all get to the end of the bridge, you can see what Evelyn could not, which is that this ancient stone bridge looks like it may have been built by dwarves, because the statues of the figures that kind of line both sides of the bridge are actual dwarves. Some of the statues have been toppled, others are worn by time and weather, so as to have lost many of their fine features. And in the middle of the bridge is a raised stone dais upon which sits not a literal representation of a man, but sort of a stylized representation of one, of a sort of portly, bare-bellied man sitting or squatting on top of this dais, facing in your direction. The other thing you notice is that the tiles, the stonework that you'll walk on to cross this bridge, has maze-like labyrinthine patterns carved into it.
Could I do a religion check on this
Sure.
to see if oh wow, I rolled a 20! Yay!
All right.
28.
You do think that they have some religious connotation, that they might be tied to the god Uptau, and that the figure on the dais facing you on the middle of the bridge may be a representation of Uptau. And actually, given that he's got what looks like a circular symbol carved into his forehead that has a maze-like design, you're pretty sure it's a representation of him.
All right.
And you can
It's
see that the
Uptau.
figure is just sort of sitting there with his arms crossed, and in both he's got what look like sculptures of like feather dusters. And it's at this point where everybody can see underneath the bridge, walking through the gorge and just basically eating plants, is a brontosaurus.
Cool. But no.
And
yes, DS, yes.
Its head,
No.
its head
Yes,
is
plants.
it's big enough that if were it to sort of lift its head up, it would almost not, but not quite reach the bridge.
Here, baby.
No, 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 no. No.
I'm gonna throw a rock at it.
No.
Just like a little one, just see if I can hit it.
Boom. Yeah, you can just make an attack roll, ranged attack roll. This is not hard.
That would be 17.
Yeah, you do. You hit it. Boom. It doesn't seem to pay a whole lot of attention.
Are you
Guys, I got
satisfied?
10 points.
Yeah.
Strix is like, what the hell?
Strix, you're an expert dinosaur racer. Is that a fast one? Could we race it?
Yeah.
I
It's
think
a
we
real
should keep
fast
it.
one.
Yeah.
Maybe we can all ride it through the jungle. It'll go even faster, and then it can be our racing dinosaur, and Strix can race it,
It's
and Paulson can
really
play his
big.
concerts, and we can
Yeah.
live here in Chilton and be happy forever together.
And I've marked down on my map Brontosaurus here. Don't worry, Evelyn. We'll come back for it. Let's go.
I thought it was a good plan.
Do those feather dusters look like anything I could fabricate around me that Ooptao is holding?
That you can fabricate around
Yeah,
you.
like make, because I'm convinced that we need to copy every statue we find at this point.
She wants to cosplay as Ooptao.
Well, first of all, you have to find some big feathers.
No, that's gonna take too long.
Yeah.
All right, never mind then. I won't copy Ooptao, but I think we need to follow the maze on the bridge. I'm gonna point at the maze.
Okay.
Okay. So you kind of stay on the sort of the maze-like parts of the bridge. How are you going to do that with waffles?
Oh, I'll make her tiny. And
Yay,
two of us will carry her.
waffles!
Okay, you shrink her down, and then you're
I want Evelyn to carry her like,
Yeah,
like
yeah,
this. Like
yeah.
yeah.
Oh, I got the owlbear ready. Yay.
All right. Yes. It's big. She's even shrunk down. She's kind of big and awkward, but you
Yeah.
can manage it because you're super strong.
But like, you know how you carry like a real big toddler?
Yes.
And it's like you're just kind of leaning back.
Or like one of
Yeah,
those big
that.
giant teddy bears from the
Yeah.
fair. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, exactly. Okay, so you make your way across. You pass the statue of Ubtao, whose eyes, in an odd way, although it's you think purely optical illusion, do seem to follow you as you go past.
Oh, I hate that.
Yeah. And you make your way past. You cross the bridge without incident and carry on.
Yay!
Great.
Diaz, are you sure we don't want to? I could just ask the Brontosaurus if it wants to come along, or if we could ride it.
Evelyn, you know what? I really want to, but I'm looking at the time. We got a schedule to do.
Okay, you're right. I'm sorry. Okay, I'm sorry. It was insensitive of me to take time. I know you're very ill. Let's go.
Yeah. It also looks like the dinosaur is having the time of its life eating that tree.
Dad, do you want to interrupt that? Look at him.
No,
He's-
you're right.
He's having
He's
such a
real
good time.
happy. You're right.
All right.
I say as I'm like turning Evelyn away and like kind of pushing her.
Yep.
Evelyn does not cast Speak with Animals, but approximates what she thinks it sounded like when she spoke to the dinosaurs last time and says, "Have a nice day."
Okay.
Strix is like, is she Barney? Did she finally lose it?
Yeah.
Is this what happens?
Yep.
Is
Clearly.
it Dendar?
All right, and so we're going to jump ahead a few days again. Each of the three of you will lose another hit point as you trade rings. But again, when you finally reach what you believe to be the outskirts of Oralunga, Paulton and Strix have the rings again.
They're losing hit points from their maximum,
That's
right?
right.
Like
Their
not.
maximum
Yes.
is going down.
Yeah. So my
Don't
maximum
like.
is much lower.
Yeah.
I do not like this.
Oh, you don't like it. Huh.
Oh no.
I'm pretty sure
Poor
you.
thing.
Yeah, if you were losing hit points, I'm pretty sure you would last. Yeah, over twice as long as me.
I would love to give you some of my hit points.
You already have, Evelyn. As we trade the rings back and forth.
Yep. All right. You realize that you have entered Oralunga, or you may have been walking through Oralunga, didn't even know it, but suddenly ruins start to spring up out of the ground around you. As you come to a little ridge and you look down, there is this valley that unfolds before you, in the heart of which is a massive brick and stone ziggurat. And growing all around it and the smaller ruins that surround it are flowers.
Uh-oh.
The entire valley is like a haven for for these absolutely beautiful, dazzling array of flowers. A lot of them seem to be of a particular kind, some sort of bluish flower. But there's also yellows, oranges, pinks, reds, and whites in the mix. It is so visually dazzling that at first you don't even pick up the power of the scent that just comes off of this valley. A scent of myriad flowers assails you.
I wish it did.
Yep. And except for Evelyn, of course, who can't smell shit. Yeah.
Shit or flowers.
That's right.
You can't smell Strix, so I mean, honestly, it's a
She
blessing.
misses that too.
Gross.
I'm going to try to ask Dragonbait if he's able to convey, if he knows anything about these flowers, or if he can at least kind of give us an idea if these are good or bad.
Okay.
I can hand him a piece of parchment and a quill too, or some chalk.
He smells like ham and kind of shrugs his shoulders.
Oh, well, all right. So I think we should generally avoid possibly wild vegetation, because who knows?
Do you want me to set it on fire?
Maybe not. Not yet.
Oh, okay.
Not yet.
She's like, eh. All right.
It seems Orlunga is entirely vegetation.
Oh.
We could go take a closer look and just not touch them if you want. Me and Paulton can fly over. Wouldn't that be pretty, Paulton? You want to go look at the flowers with me?
Hey!
So Paulton's going to hop on his mandolin,
Yay!
Strum
Sounds
of-
whimsical.
strum a few notes, and then take off on his mandolin. And
Evelyn thinks this is super cool.
okay, the two of you go flying over the ruins of the city, and you can see that the flowers appear to be just innocuous plants. There's nothing that suggests that they're menacing or part of some menacing force. The city was big in its day. You think it was roughly laid out in a circle and may even had walls around the outside of it, but those walls have tumbled down and all the buildings have been kind of swallowed up by the earth and the foliage, except, of course, for the towering ziggurat.
All right.
Do you remember?
They're just
being-
normal flowers,
Yeah.
but we're really enjoying them together.
Yeah. And
I'm
the
glad
ziggurat
you're having
basically has
fun.
4 levels. Boom, 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 boom. And they get smaller, of course, as they go up.
To my understanding of, based on what everyone has told me as we got here, is Orlunga itself this ziggurat? Is this ziggurat just kind of part of Orlunga?
It seems to be at the center of the city.
Okay, so this is probably the most important.
Yeah. And it's the only structure that's
Location.
survived,
Yeah,
as far as you can
interesting.
tell.
Okay, well,
Now, Evelyn and Paulton, as you approach the ziggurat itself, just how close do you want to get to it?
I
A
follow.
safe distance.
I think Evelyn follows Paulton's lead, so wherever
Okay.
he goes.
So, okay, so Paulton seems to keep a safe, respectful distance from it. You guys can make perception checks to see if you notice anything else.
Okay.
9.
Okay.
11.
Okay. You do not.
It's all good here. This
Ziggurat.
is great.
Yep. All right. I guess we go rejoin the party eventually, right?
Yep. It just seems to be this sort of lost, very scenic, picturesque location. Quiet. You don't really, other than some birds and little critters around, there's nothing here to indicate that it's lived in.
all right. Well, I finish up my map to Orlunga for the dude back in Port Nyanzaru.
Yep.
So there's that. But,
There's probably treasure in there, I bet.
yeah, I bet there's specifically 2 treasures in there, or maybe around it. Well,
Yeah. The one detail that you do note is obvious on the ziggurat is that there are stairs basically on the side that you're looking at going
Yeah.
up level by level.
well, it seems inviting enough. So everyone keep a safe distance from each other.
From each other? Why?
I don't know, explosions. Who knows?
It's actually way better if you stay close to me
Oh, you're right.
for the blessings
Strix
of
just gets
Lathander.
really close, just like, okay, here we go.
Evelyn really likes that
Yeah.
she's really into that.
She just doesn't want to die.
Evelyn does that thing where you get really excited, like when a dog sits on your lap or something and you don't want to move so that it doesn't like get spooked and leave you. So she's like,
As soon as she does that, Strix moves away. She's like, but I want to try to at least like stay alert as we're doing this. Like maybe have like spell, like get ready, just holding my staff, like gonna catch things on fire as soon as I see anything moving.
All right.
Everyone be careful as we go up the stairs, and if you see anything that looks like a wise guardian, let me know.
Okay. When you get to the
you look like a wise guardian to me, Dia.
when you get to the base of the ziggurat, you can see that the steps from the ground to the next level are about 50 feet long and rise 30 feet, and they're covered with a tangle of roots, vines, and creepers. They're not thick enough that you couldn't try to climb the stairs, however.
Okay.
But as you begin to make your way up the stairs, the vines and creepers inexplicably become thicker and more grasping, and you find it harder and harder the higher you get up. It becomes more and more difficult to pull your feet up through these things.
Like it's just becoming thicker, or we
Yes.
feel it like kind of.
You don't, it's weird, you don't see them coiling around you like they're alive. It's like they just seem to get thicker and thicker somehow.
Ugh.
I imagine I'm kind of floating above them. Are they reaching out for me, or do I not notice?
That's a very good question. As you float above them, you find yourself unable to proceed. You lose all forward ability to move.
What?
I heard a noise that meant magic.
Mm-hmm.
Strix, what's happening?
And I just like, what happened? Are you stuck?
And she's like kind of pulling her little feet, like.
Strix will like grab onto her feet and be like, I think you're stuck.
Yeah, she's kind of stuck in the air.
Can I see? I mean, I guess I can do an Arcana check, maybe see if what magic's going on around here.
Do you sense anything?
Hmm?
I'll do mine.
Absolutely.
Oh, okay, that's a lot. All right, it's like 24.
Yeah, you think that there's some powerful magical mojo around this ziggurat.
All right, I just go, stop, don't move, everyone, get back on the ground. There's a lot of magic.
Okay.
It's full of magic.
You go back down to the ground.
Can
Full
I?
of magic.
Can I get back down to the ground?
You can move away just fine.
Oh, okay.
So we can move away, just not forward.
Correct.
Okay.
So I try following them with my feet on the stairs.
Okay. In which case, you are able to proceed up the staircase.
I hate walking.
And as you do, is anybody following Evelyn at this point?
I'm going back down.
Going back up?
Oh, yeah, I'll follow back up and I'll start poking around in the vines, just like trying to see if there's like a statue or any kind of sigil or anything I can find.
Yeah, you can find it. Sorry.
Can I do like my divine sense to see if I sense any great evil?
Sure. No, but your divine sense isn't just limited to evil, right?
Right. It's hold on.
It's celestials, fiends, and something or other, undead.
Yes, I'm pretty sure that it's those three things, but let me double check. It is yeah, so it's either strong evil or powerful good. I know the location of any celestial fiend or undead within 60 feet that is not behind total cover.
All right, you sense none of those things.
Think it must be fine.
Strix like looks at her horns and she's just like, does this ever set that off? I don't know.
Has it?
Weird. All right.
Weird. I don't know.
Yeah. And you continue to make your way up, and again, things become even more entangled and Strix as you stick your staff and tap at things and looking for sigils and signs or statues or anything. You don't find anything, but you do see that the ground cover seems to just get thicker and thicker and thicker around you until finally, Evelyn, you realize you've gotten up high enough now, kind of leading the way, that you take 1 slashing damage.
Oh no.
Oh.
And how do I feel that? How does that manifest?
It just tears through your construct body.
Like,
Like-
ow!
Yeah, you don't feel it. You just see damage done to you.
Ow! I think.
Strix is like, I told you magic.
Why? Why is it hurting me?
It's not something or someone or Oobtao, I think, maybe, doesn't want us to be here or something.
Is there a different way we're supposed to?
We can walk around the ziggurat. Let's just walk around it.
Yeah,
Let's do it.
the stairs don't go all the way around the ziggurat. They're sort of a finite width
Oh, okay.
on
Yeah.
one side.
So thinking like the Mayan temples where it's like the stairs go up. Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, I can't fly up. I mean, maybe we're just supposed to like prove our desire to go up. Like maybe I just have to take the damage. You guys can't, but I can.
But you can't just leave without us.
Well, I'm not leaving without you. I'd just go check it out and bring back whatever you need, I guess. I'm trying to think if there's anything I could do that would help.
I can set them on fire, but I don't.
I think that'd be bad. I don't think we should cut anything or somehow disturb whatever is happening here.
All right.
Or do it.
I can't. You threw a rock at a dinosaur. That was. What did he ever do to you?
And we're fine. So, like, that totally applies to this. Do it.
Okay.
Or don't. I don't know. I'm not the boss of you. I just think fire would be fun right now.
Well, I can keep us healthy if we all want to keep going. I have plenty of ways to make sure everyone stays healthy for a while.
Well, try to keep going up, Evelyn, and I will.
Do we have like a general idea of like how many more stairs we have to get up or how much longer we have to go?
You've gone. You climb about 10 feet before Evelyn started to take damage.
So like barely any at all.
Yeah. And
I'll just try
the
a
steps
little-
are 50 feet long.
I'll just try, like when Paulton says that, like kind of egging me on. I'll be at the bottom. I'll just try a little firebolt and just go ping.
All right. You zap some of the vines and stuff, and then you see them quickly sort of grow and fill in.
All right.
Yeah, we're not gonna cut our way through this.
Fire's not gonna work, Paulton. I'm sorry to disappoint you.
Everybody can make a perception.
Evelyn,
Sorry.
Evelyn tries, hello, powerful magic? We mean no harm.
That's not how that
We
works.
just want to come visit, so maybe please don't hurt us.
Be quiet. That's not how that works.
Everybody make perception checks to see if you see or hear anything after Evelyn's cry.
I get a 4.
All right.
I got a 2 because I was yelling at Evelyn to be quiet.
14?
Okay.
19.
All right. Paulton, you see next to you, just a little ways off from you, a tiny little figure, about a foot tall, spindly, thin, black, except for a mask it wears on its face that's white and kind of looks vaguely like a triceratops. And you can see it's holding in one hand a purple orchid and an orange orchid in the other hand. And when it sees you, it sniffs the orchids and then bounds up the stairs, doop, 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 and doesn't seem to be at all inhibited by the vines. And you're like,
Hey, come back.
the rest of you hear Paulton say, hey, come back.
Is he licking Grung again?
I'm not going anywhere, Paulton. Don't worry.
No, there was a little dude and he had some flowers and then he ran off and I want to know what he smelled. Also, he didn't have a problem with the vines, so that also seems useful.
Wait, what?
The flowers. Are those the key?
I don't know.
You just see Strix run off into the flowers and just start like grabbing them.
Like handfuls.
Yeah, like just no care and just smashing them at all. Just like ripping them out of the
Ripping them
ground.
out of the ground.
Yeah. She comes back with both colors and just like holds them out to everyone.
Okay. So she hands you off a bunch of purple orchids and orange orchids
With a lot of dirt on them.
with hanging roots and things. Yeah.
Yeah, they're not pretty anymore.
I feel like an idiot.
No, I'm serious. He smelled one. I'm sorry, it smelled one. I don't want to assume. And then it smelled the other. And then it was just like peace.
Which one did it smell first?
The purple one.
Oh, thank God. The purple.
All right. All right. Let's.
Should we all do it at once?
No, one at a time.
Let's do it together.
One at a time, just in case
I'll watch.
kills us or something. Okay.
Do you think it matters if I actually can't smell it?
That's a good question, Evelyn.
We'll answer that after we try.
We'll cross that bridge when we get there. I'll smell the purple one. And I'll smell the orange one.
Spicy.
And still holding on to them.
Okay, now go.
I go.
All right, you bound up the stairs and you get to the top where there's like a little landing before the next set of stairs go up to the next tier. But you're now standing right at the top.
Oh my God, guys!
You
and
did
and it was,
it!
and the actual creepers and things kind of got out of your way as you were padding your way up the steps.
They like the flowers. Still
Holy
smell them
shit,
though.
it worked.
All right, Strix will smell one, then smell the other one.
Yep.
Maybe take a little bite and go up the stairs.
Okay, you were able to get all the way to the top.
Paulton, you're so observant.
You did it, Paulton.
Yay! I'm gonna do the same now.
Okay, you were able to bound up to the top.
Bye. I hope I see you guys again.
Did you, Strix? Did you give Simon any flowers?
Oh yeah, of course.
Okay.
Yeah.
Then he will kind of stick a flower onto his nose and stick another flower onto his nose. He can't actually smell either. But after doing that, he runs up the stairs and gets up there.
Okay.
Oh, see, Evelyn, if Simon can do it.
What about
Yeah.
waffles? Should we make waffles smell them?
Yeah, Evelyn tries to help Waffles. Is Waffles still small?
No, he would have been. She
No.
would have been large
Okay.
now.
Yeah.
All right, so she takes Waffles' little paw and she puts a little flower in and she like holds that up to Waffles' nose.
Okay.
And then she takes her other little paw and does the same thing. She's like, "Doesn't that smell good, girl? No, go get Strix. Go get Strix. Go, 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 go. Go get
Come
Strix."
on, come on.
At first, after she's forced to sniff these stupid flowers, she kind of drops the flowers and kind of lumbers up towards Strix and gets rebuffed and caught in the. She gets
Oh, no.
tangled up in the vines and starts to howl.
Put the flowers
No.
behind her ears.
Okay, can I like wind them through her feathers somehow and like put them in?
Okay.
Oh, like a flower crown.
Yeah,
All right.
yeah.
Yeah. So you tuck the feathers into her, and then she's able to get up to the top.
Good girl.
This is a
Okay.
mess. We're a mess.
Then Dragonbait does the same thing and just stomps up there. Pum, 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 pum.
And then Evelyn, as soon as everybody else has gotten up there, Evelyn tries the same thing.
Yeah, you don't smell anything, but you have the flowers. You head up, and no problem, you get to the top.
Sweet.
Maybe we just
Cute.
need the flowers. Maybe we didn't actually need to smell them.
Yeah, but it was fun, wasn't it?
They're so nice too.
Now, the steps to the next level are about 33 feet long, and they rise about 20 feet total. And the stone here is really kind of beginning to crumble with age and decay. But there's no creepers or anything growing on them.
All right, everyone be on the lookout. Who knows what something's going to pop out of the stairs or something to grow around us or something.
I
I'm
think
sure it'll be fine.
we should send Evelyn up first to see what bad things are going to happen when you walk up these stairs.
I agree.
Okay.
Get going.
Evelyn starts walking up the stairs.
Okay, Evelyn, after the first few steps, the stone seems to crumble into gravel under your feet, and you slide back down.
Uh-oh.
Uh,
I mean,
Really?
I assume I know the answer, but she gives it a good try anyway with the flying boots.
Yeah, you are rebuffed. You are unable to proceed and off the steps.
Ah, shucks.
All right. Anyone see any flowers up here?
Paulton, do you see the little thing?
Make a perception check,
Being-
Paulton.
Okay.
Yeah, they speak to you, Paulton, because you licked the grum.
17.
Yeah, you see a little spindly, tiny, 1 foot tall black figure. It's white mask that looks sort of like a chameleon's head. And you can see it is carrying an orange and a purple orchid in one hand and a red orchid in the other.
Okay.
And it sniffs the two, then it sniffs the red one, and then it runs up the steps with ease.
All right.
And Paul's the only one seeing this.
Like, all right, guys.
Paulton, what is wrong with you?
No, it worked the first time. It's fine. Okay. So the 2 in the one hand, and then the red in the other. And then he smelled the 2. It smelled the 2, and it smelled the red, and then it made its way up. I don't make the rules, okay?
There's a red. How many colors of flowers were out there?
There's like purple, orange, red, blue, pink, white, and yellow.
Do we have red?
You
What
guys.
the shit?
I'll go get a whole bunch. Evelyn just
Wait, Strix will hand her the executioner's hood that had the grung in it before. Just fill it up.
Oh, okay. Evelyn
right.
goes down, and I imagine, like, yeah. flutters
Let's only
around
take the colors that we need.
I like that she's
Evelyn
like,
didn't hear that. She just
yeah. I imagine like Evelyn's very picky, so she's like fluttering over these flower beds, looking around,
yeah.
trying to find the most beautiful ones for her.
Yeah,
bed.
it takes Evelyn 3 times as long to get back.
You guys have enough time to break out your sandwiches and eat them.
We're just sitting on the edge of the ziggurat,
Yeah.
just watching her like a lawnmower just go between.
She's like this little golden bee flitting around over the
yeah.
flowers.
I imagine too that she has these kind of metallic construct hands. I like to imagine that she's kind of like snipping the flowers
Yeah.
with like, so they're nice and neat, and and she'll kind of like she'll pick one and then she'll look at it and be like, and like pluck a little leaf off of it and then
My God.
and then she remembers again that her friends are slowly wasting away by a curse, and then she goes back up the stairs.
Okay, you come back with a hood stuffed with all kinds of colorful flowers of every type that you could find.
I held them out to Paulton.
All right.
Which ones?
It was purple and orange for the first, right? Yeah. And
Yeah.
then the second one was red. Smelled the 2 first, and then the 1 second, and then he made his way.
So Evelyn makes sure everyone has those, and she makes a new flower crown for Waffles.
All right. Same thing, everyone.
Get to sniffing.
Sniff those flowers, and I'm going up the stairs.
Okay.
Holding on to the 2 in the red, just,
I'm gonna hold them very stiffly, just like.
All right.
yeah, just,
When you follow Paulton's plan, you're able to get up the stairs to the top without incident.
wow. All right.
And what was in those grung?
Oh my God, it's working.
Tell us what you see now.
When you get to the next tier, you can see that there's a set of steps that are 20 feet long and rise 12 feet. And you didn't see this before, Paulton, when you were, keeping your respectful distance from the ziggurat. But while the stairs are in excellent condition, they're covered with swarms of poisonous snakes, vipers crawling all over them.
Oh, good.
Do you see the little person?
Do snakes like flowers?
You don't see the little person.
I
Little
try.
person.
How about
Little
now?
person.
Little helpful friend.
Okay,
Make a perception check.
16.
Oh, there he is.
Oh, I look at him like, oh, thank God. I thought you were going to leave us hanging, dude.
You see,
Jeez, don't do that.
he looks up at you, black spindly creature, white mask looking like a mongoose's face. You can see that he has got an orange, a purple, and a red orchid in one hand. And in the other, he's got a yellow orchid.
Okay.
And with that yellow orchid, he goes over and beats one of the snakes with the orchid. And he makes the snake angry. And then he takes the other orchids and gently strokes them over the snake to calm it. And then he lies down next to the snake. And the snake crawls through his mongoose mask and disappears down his throat. And then he gets up and he throws the flowers away and runs up the stairs and gets to the tippy top.
Paulton,
what do we do next?
I'm really upset.
All right, so check it out. So this one's a little bit of a longer process. So whoever's going first, I need you to listen to me and just do it as I tell you how to.
Why don't you go first?
Well, because I need to like call it out to you. I need to make sure you're doing it right. Okay, cool. That works. That's a great idea.
Okay.
So first off, we need yellow ones.
Okay. I get
You
some.
pull them out, yep.
Cool. So have the first 3 we had in the one hand, and then the yellow in the other. All right.
Okay.
Walk over to the snake.
Okay.
All right. Now,
Hi, snake.
all right. I'm going to need you with the yellow one. I need you to beat its ass.
What?
Just
Okay.
look.
Wait, where's the snake's ass?
The end that's not the sharp one.
Hit it. Hit it.
Okay.
Make it angry.
You start to beat the snake.
Why?
When you do that,
Okay.
Evelyn, the snake rears up and hisses at you threateningly.
Okay, now take the other 3 and like give it some loving caresses and calm it down. Do it.
Okay.
All right.
Nice snakey.
You brush it with the other
nice
orchids,
snake.
and it does seem to calm down.
I lean over to Strix. He's making this up.
Okay,
I think he's into it somehow.
Okay, now without reading too much into the next part, just lay down next to it.
Paulton, sometimes you make up things as jokes, and they're real funny.
Just go ahead.
Okay. She lays down,
All right.
and just kind of looking at the snake. It's like,
You see the snake is starting to slither over toward your head, Evelyn,
just let it
Paulton?
do
near
its
your
thing.
nose and mouth.
Paulton!
It's fine. You can't smell it. And just let
what's
it.
it doing?
You see
It's doing
its
its
tongue.
thing.
You would feel this, but you can't. But you can see it when your cross-eyed stare. Its tongue comes over and basically tickles your lips.
We're making friends with it. It's fine.
Paulton!
We're making friends.
Okay, do I need to kiss it or something?
I don't. Wait, was there another step? Oh, right. Okay. Okay, right.
He absolutely said that out loud for the record.
Like, okay, you should open your mouth. Just go ahead. It tastes like chicken, but don't actually eat it.
Okay, she
It,
does.
it
All
just
right.
wants to take
It
a look.
crawls in through your mouth
Ah!
and goes. You see it disappear down into Evelyn's mouth and throat.
I'm a vegetarian.
And Evelyn,
Trix
once
is
it's
just
in
like-
you can sort of feel it crawl down inside of you, and then it's just sort of gone inside of you.
Strix just like walks up and just takes the yellow flowers, and the other one's like, "Oh, this is every day for me," and just starts hitting the snake.
All right, it gets pissed off at you.
And she just caresses him. She's
All
like,
right, it
"Fucking
gets calm
stupid
again."
Shit, it is stupid. And just like lays down. She's like, "All right, here we go."
All right, it comes over to your mouth and
Yeah, and she just like kind of enjoys it and just chews it, like sucks the tail in. She's like, "All right, let's get up the thing." Yeah, that's what she does. Just walks
all right.
up the stairs.
Yeah, Strix goes up the stairs without problem.
Jared's face.
I'll look over at Paulton after like watching Strix do it too. Just
Like, Oh God, damn it. Okay. Well, Simon first. Let's make sure he gets up fine.
Simon's like,
Simon, do you want to go to bed without dinner?
Oh, he's getting dinner.
fine. He will take the flowers and do the ritual. Whack, whack, whack. Caress, caress, caress. Lie down. Snake goes in him. He walks up.
All right, here we go.
Then he's up at the top, basically doing this.
I try to help Waffles do this before I go up, but I try to make it like a treat.
It's really hard for Waffles. Okay.
Can't I do that? Like, do all of it for her and then be like, snake treat? Mm.
When you essentially beat the snake, it comes over to you, not Waffles.
Crap.
Waffles can wait for us, right? It's not like anything can hurt her here.
Can I, like, we've taught her some tricks, right? We've taught her how to fight things. So she at least knows how to whack something. So if I make her a little, like, bracelet out of the flowers, and I'm like, get the snake, and she whacks it.
Okay.
Right? Okay.
Yeah.
And then we've probably, because she's so big, we probably had to teach her gentle.
Just hold her paw, like her paw, and
with
just
the other one, and I'm like gentle, and I like hold her palm, gentle,
right.
Waffles, and she's like, you know.
All right. Okay. The snake will calm down.
And I'm like, down, Waffles, down.
Boom. Go down. Snake will crawl over to her mouth, and she just eats it.
yeah,
Nom,
just,
nom, nom, nom.
just
Good
chomp,
girl.
Nom, nom, nom. And then she bounds up. Boom, 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 boom.
Yay!
Yeah.
You
Okay.
did well.
All right, here we go. And first, I take out what's left of my wine.
Yes.
oh wait, it's fine.
Oh, all right.
I'll start hyping you up, like, yeah, let's do this, man, let's do this.
I'm like jumping up and down in a circle.
Yeah, it's like frat boy style. Yeah.
Oh my god.
He's like, all right, and then I
Get in there.
I do the thing.
Okay. While this is going on, by the way, Dragonbait smells like sadness. He is starting to smell like roses, actually.
I also smell like sadness.
Okay. You watch as Paulton does the ritual and has a snake crawl into his mouth, go all the way down.
I'm good.
All right.
Not gonna lose it.
He goes up.
I hate this.
I immediately throw up at the top.
Yeah. All right. Out comes the sandwich.
Aw.
Oh, okay.
Just you and Dragonbait now.
Yeah.
This started out as such a beautiful romantic night.
Oh boy. I'll look over at Dragonbait, see if he makes a move at all.
He just stands there, and the look on his face suggests, I'm happy to wait here.
Dragonbait! We all did it!
Yeah, he doesn't
Don't
say
make us feel like we're weird.
He doesn't say anything. I'm just like, same. And I'll take my flowers and beat the snake.
All right. After you complete the ritual and the snake crawls in you, you're able to bound up the steps.
I'm very upset, like noticeably upset the entire time. Just like when you like touch something like a piece of seaweed, just touch my foot. That's the kind of like I'm not upstairs just like. Oh.
Are there any other snakes that Strix can eat?
When you get to the top of the ziggurat, there's like the snakes were never there. You don't see any of them.
I'm really disappointed.
But here at the top of the shrine, at the top of the ziggurat, you all see something that was not visible beyond or outside of where you currently are. Previously, it looked like the ziggurat, that this was just the flat top of it, overgrown, cracked, and broken. But there is actually a structure, a shrine on top of the ziggurat that is not visible from anywhere else but where you stand.
Oh.
You can see that the outside walls are decorated with labyrinth symbols of Uptau, and beyond an open doorway, you see what looks like, at least from here, to be a barren, dusty room.
Big magic. Big magic up here.
I throw up a little more.
Okay. Paulton, when you look in that direction, You can see a little man. He is carrying a orange and purple and red and yellow orchid
Oh shit, we're still doing this.
in
Okay.
one hand,
I still have the bag.
and he carries a white one in the other and runs into the shrine.
Is it
All
like
right,
your
guys.
spirit guide or something?
There's more.
Oh, come on.
No!
It's okay. It's less gross.
What do we have to eat?
We don't have to eat anything.
Oh,
Oh,
okay.
thank goodness.
So it had all the ones we had previously in one hand, and then a white in the other, and then he just kind of went in.
Oh, that's easy.
That's it. We don't have to put
that's-
something else into an orifice.
I mean, you probably could if you want to, but I don't think it's necessary.
I mean, save that for later.
Yeah. You can see Dragonbait hasn't come up. He's staying on the lower tier.
All right.
That's probably fine. I
Yeah.
wonder maybe we should have Waffles chill here
Yeah.
too.
We should send Waffles with Dragon Bait. I think Waffles likes Dragon Bait.
Yeah,
I think
maybe.
we get along just fine.
All right.
Hey.
Waffles,
Dragon Bait.
go wait with Dragon Bait.
Waffles will sheepishly make her way back down the stairs to Dragonbait.
We'll give her
Dragon
some.
Bait. Yeah, give her some snacks.
Yeah, we'll give her some snickety snooks.
Okay.
You take care of her, Dragon Bait.
He nods.
Okay. Do we have white flowers?
Yeah.
All right.
What about Simon? Simon coming?
Simon takes Paulton's hand.
All right, well.
You know what, Paulton? You go first.
All right, let's go.
All right. You got a white flower in your hand, and Simon's got a white flower in his hand, and the two of you walk into the dusty chamber. Only when you enter, it is not a dusty chamber. It appears to be a brilliant lived-in room with hanging lamps from the ceiling, incense burners filling the room with exotic scents and curling smoke. You see cushions and reed mats covering the floor, pots of blooming flowers lining the plaster walls, and singing birds flitting from plant to plant, flower to flower. An immense snake with iridescent scales, rainbow in color, coils upon a heap of cushions at the far end of the room. You can see it is coiled around a thing that looks like a hookah, that it is basically smoking and making puffs in the air. And one of those puffs looks like a dragon, another one looks like a ship, and another one looks like a horse and carriage. Its face.
Are we all following Paulton, or is it only he?
You will all see this, but I'm describing it for the first person who entered the room. Paulton, you see that its face is not a serpent's face, but a human-like face, a woman of sorts. She's got scales on her features, but it's basically a human face. Her eyes are pools of iridescent light, and you see she's got a snake-like tongue. But otherwise, her features are human. But this creature is large. Like, the body of the snake is about as thick around as a man's torso, and she must be 18, 20 feet long. Although coiled up, it's a little hard to tell. And her head is bigger than yours. And she says, "I am Saja Nabaza. What do you seek in this ancient place? Speak truly, so that I can hear your heart." And then the rest of your friends sort of pile in behind you,
Like them, they
all
they would
holding,
know
all
better than
holding
me.
white orchids in one hand.
Trix is like sneezing from the allergies. It's like
And yeah, there's smoke hanging in the air here, and this iridescent serpentine creature says, "You're a funky group."
Yeah.
Funky.
I think that's the nicest thing anyone has ever said to us.
We're funky, guys. We're funky.
And then she sort of looks at you, Evelyn, and says, "Far out."
Oh my god.
Evelyn, at first, when she saw this lady, she has a little bit of snake PTSD going on right now. So at first she was like,
okay.
huh. But then as soon as the lady said they were funky and gave any kind of compliment and tells her that she's far out, she's like, "Hey, thanks."
Oh,
Whoa.
and we lost her.
Oh no.
I'm sure she'll be right back.
And
He was not meant
Evelyn,
for this place.
Evelyn is banished to some
Son.
far-flung plane. She just disappears from the room,
Oh no.
thrown back into some oblivion space.
She was too pure.
Yes.
She couldn't see this. Lathander summoned her back.
Yeah.
Yeah, the snake creature's like, out of sight.
Did the rest of us hear this thing introduce herself and ask us that question? Or
Sure.
okay. I guess Dieth will step forward.
All right.
And he will say,
Nate's going in between the skirt. You're evil and you're Paulton. You're evil and Paulton.
and he'll say, we seek numerous things, all for the safety of ourselves and for...
She will pass you the pipe and say, take a hit. It's cool. Well, she doesn't pass it to you. She basically just sort of gestures to it because she has no arms.
Alden just
Just like right in front of Dieth's arm.
just off screen. The arm comes in.
Let me make sure that's safe.
Yeah. All right, she's back.
Welcome.
Evil and Paulton's doing drugs.
I turned my back for 1 minute.
We are guests.
All right, so yeah, I'm gonna let Paulton toke it up. Did I do that right?
Well, Strix will join him. She has nothing against
right.
whatever this snake lady's offering. She's like, I don't know what this is, but it looks like it's fun.
Yeah.
Okay. So while they're doing that, I'll say, so we seek numerous things, plus things that will guarantee the safety of ourselves and will have the safety for the lives of hundreds, maybe thousands of people. I am trying to find the spellbook of Shemeshka, the eyeglasses of Mr. Fox, whoever that is.
That's a funny name. Strix is sitting on the cushion laughing.
And finally, we seek the Soulmonger and how to destroy it.
Oh, yeah. And
Oh,
she
no.
says, I've been around a long time. So have the stars. And I'm like the stars. I can see everything.
Whoa.
I see stars.
Dude, stars see us.
Evelyn, I don't think Evelyn can get high, but when she hears that, she's just as impressed by it.
Yeah. And she says, what you want is in Omu, man.
Ew.
It's what?
It's in
What is
Omu,
Omu.
the Forbidden City.
Oh.
I've been there.
You have?
Yeah, when Omen took me away.
Oh, right.
She's a star dinosaur racer, remember?
Yeah, remember? You guys like pie? Pie's great.
She says, people used to live there a long time ago, but the kingdom fell. Ubtao left them, and new gods came. But the gods, they were tricksters, man. They didn't believe.
Hey, fuck them.
Was one of them named Dendar?
No, the night serpent. No, that's something else. But watch out for that one. That one lies trapped under the peaks of flame in the underworld. You ever heard of Raz Nisi?
Wait,
Nah, fam.
wait.
I have.
Raznisi, yes.
Yeah,
yes.
I've seen visions, man. Visions of Raz Nisi and his followers bringing Dendar the Night Serpent back into the world. That would be the end of everything. Dendar will swallow the sun.
What?
No, that's
doesn't-
never going to happen.
That doesn't sound stellar.
Strix starts to like freak out. She's like, what? What do you mean?
No, don't worry. No one can swallow the sun, Strix.
No, that attitude.
Dieth will like take out a piece of parchment and quickly sketch a triangle-like symbol, and like show it to to
That's the
Sajin.
symbol of Rosnisi. He is not a groovy dude. He used to be human like you know. But then he became a serpentine creature, one of the Yuan-Ti.
How did he do that, and why?
He went through a dark ritual, they say. After he was driven out of Mesro and raised his undead army to try to take over the whole land, he was thwarted, of course, and went into hiding, went to Omu, and joined up with the Yuan-Ti there and underwent one of their rituals and became just like them.
So you believe he currently resides in Omo?
Oh, yes. All omens point to Omu.
What about the fox? What about the fox? We have to find the fox. Strix is like pulling her hair out.
We need to find Mr. Fox's spectacles, which are in Omo.
I don't know anything about this Mr. Fox, and I haven't seen him, so if he's there, he's somewhere hidden very cleverly.
But surely you're
But
aware.
there are places in Omu I can't see into, but I know that they're there. Extra-dimensional spaces, man. Extra-dimensional. That's real far out.
Yeah, we have some experience with that.
She says, if you want to survive in Omu, you have to know what's there. You have to know what's waiting for you, man. The Yuan-Ti, they have nests there. They live under the city now, not in the city, but under it. They're hiding. They are hiding, and they are looking. They are looking for a crown that will open up the gates to the underworld and let their Dendar, the Night Serpent, out.
Mm-hmm.
I don't think. Yeah, no. Mm-mm. So the
How did you-
Yuan-Ti are not so reasonable, nice people.
No, they are the evil of the evil. They are the evilest Evelyn.
She remembered my name. She's so cool.
And she says, but they have been tricked. They have been betrayed. The one they work with, the one who they count on for their protection, he has betrayed their leader. He's betrayed them all. He's going to betray everyone. Because all he
Rosnisi?
cares about are the souls of the dead.
Their leader being Rosnisi.
The Yuan-Ti leader is Rosnisi. But
He's
he,
gonna betray them all.
but his time in this world is limited. It is finite. It is coming to an end.
It sure is.
Why do you say that? Is it because we're gonna help?
Because he's been cursed, just like
Oh.
you.
Oh.
Oh.
Where does the Sararak come into all of this? So she's also reaching over to like Paulson to take the hookah thing.
Yeah.
Just like
When you take the hookah thing away from Paul and he sort of fights you for it.
I'm like, "Ah." Strix is like, I like this, it makes me happy. And she just takes more.
And she says, oh yeah, old Bonebag himself came down here and killed the Omuan's gods. All 9 of them. They weren't real gods, of course. They were the trickster gods. The ones who fooled the Omuans into worshipping them.
So they weren't powers. They weren't powerful. They were.
They were powerful, but they weren't powers. Yeah, they were yo-yos. Let me tell you a story about these trickster gods.
Yeah.
Stories of the Omuan trickster gods died with the Omuans who worshipped them, but I gotta tell you, these stories are burned into my brain. Long ago, the god Uptau hardened his heart and vowed to weep for the people of Omu no longer. Tiresome they became to him. So the rain, it stopped, and the jungle withered and died, and death swept through the city. One morning, a wise Zorbo, you know what they are? They're like koala bears that live in trees, man. But they destroy magic with their touch. Vicious and nasty
I don't like
creatures.
that.
But a wise Zorbo emerged from her hollow tree and spoke to the dying Omuans To convince Ubtao of their worth, she decided to cook him a stew made from all their good qualities. Catching such virtues wouldn't be easy, so she asked a wily almirage. Do you know what that is?
No.
That's a horned bunny.
That's so cute.
Are they mean too?
No, they're far out groovy, man.
Sweet.
She asked this wily almirage to help her. The almirage snuck recklessness into the pot, which she saw as a virtue, and Ubtao spat out the stew where he tasted it. From that day on, Obalaka the Zorbo and Ajin the almirage became terrible enemies. At noon, a brave Kamadan. Do you know what that is? It's like a big cat with snakes coming out of its shoulders. It hopped down from her rock. She saw the evil in the Omuans' hearts and decided to lance it like a troublesome boil. The Kamadan fashioned a holy spear, but she left it by the riverbank in a crafty grung. Do you know what that is?
Yes.
We know those.
We do know that.
Oh yeah.
Carlton licked some.
Oh yeah.
A crafty grung stole it. In her rage, Shagambi the Kamadan forgot all about the Omuans and chased Nang Nang the grung forever across the sky. When evening came, a wily Ebli, you know what that is?
No.
That's a big, tall, monstrous crane, like a bird with a big, long beak and long, spindly legs. A wily Ebli stepped from his reed hut. He didn't like the Omuans, but without them, he'd have no one to play his tricks on. The Ebli sent a marsh frog to reason with Ubtao, but the frog was angry and decided to wrestle the god instead. This amused Ubtao, so he gave the frog tentacles to make it stronger. When Kubazan the frog-hemoth returned to Papazotl the Ebli, he chased Papazotl into the swamp with his new tentacles, and they became enemies thereafter. That night, a Sioux monster, you know what that is?
I don't
It's a
think so.
monkey who can scream into your brain.
Oh, I know that.
Okay, yes, actually, yes.
A Sioux
yeah,
monster
fuck those guys.
broke into Ubtao's palace and stole a pail of water for the Omuans. When the gods came running to find it, the Sioux monster hid the pail in the Jaculi's burrow. Do you know what a Jaculi is?
No, that one
I'm
hasn't
sure you'll
attacked us
tell
yet.
us.
It's a gigantic snake that lives in a tree and can change its color to blend like a chameleon. And it can leap from a tree like an arrow and stab you.
Oh.
Not into that.
Ubtao asked the jungle animals where his water was hidden, and Moa the Jaculi was too honest to lie. When Wongo the Sioux monster found out how Moa had betrayed him, he vowed to catch the Jaculi and eat him up. All the while, Unk, the flail snail, you know what that is?
Sounds pretty self-explanatory, but it also sounds scary.
A big giant snail with an iridescent shell and 5 flail-like appendages growing from its head. Unk lived deep under the earth. The noise of the other animals fighting made her slither up to the surface, and when day dawned over her shell, the light blinded Ubtao and made his eyes water. And there life returned to Omu, and the people built shrines in honor of the animals who had saved them, these 9 trickster gods. Then a Sararak, that bone-bag bully, shows up and killed them all. Just murdered them straight, right in front of the people who worshipped him. And then threw their bodies into a tomb that he had the Omuans build under their city. And after the tomb was built, and after the Omuans and their minotaurs finished all their work, he killed them all and trapped them inside the tomb as well. Some living, some dead, and then he sealed it all up. Gods and worshippers, all bound in this one dark place. And that's where the evil in Omu now resides, and that's where the crown that the Yuan-Ti are searching for resides, and that, I fear, is where your Mr. Fox resides.
Inside this tomb.
I don't want to go there.
Is there gonna be a test on this?
No, just take another hit.
It's mine.
Evelyn grabs it and tries to take one herself.
Yeah.
Does it have any effect?
No.
She pouts. Smoke just kind of like comes out her ears.
Yeah,
She-
pretty much.
Yeah.
So we're going for this tomb.
And you said this tomb is located beneath or below Omu.
That's right.
Is there a way? How do we get below Omu?
You mean into the tomb?
Yeah,
So
inside of it.
You have to find the 9 cubes of the Trickster gods. They're like keys.
All right.
The
Where can we
Omens,
find those?
Acererak placed them in the Omen's old shrines dedicated to each of the gods.
Cool. Where?
Is there? Go ahead.
If there are 9 trickster gods, so 9 shrines. And if I wanted to find those shrines,
They're scattered all over the city, man.
oh heck,
Dang.
But you'll know them when you see them.
Has anyone ever tried to do this before?
Yeah. Recently, in fact.
really?
How did that go?
Did they get annihilated?
You might say that. Let's just say it remains to be seen.
Huh.
All right.
Well, can you help us make a map of where all these shrines are, where we need to collect all these cubes?
She says, I got a better idea.
You'll take us there yourself?
No, I don't leave this place.
Oh, you should. It's real nice outside. There's flowers.
No, I can see why. This is great.
And she says, this is the happening place, man.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's dope.
And, but she says, if you want to cast off who you were and be born again, I can give you knowledge that you didn't previously possess.
I'm sorry?
What exactly do you mean by that?
She says, you gotta shed your skin, man. Let go of what you were and move
Does it hurt?
forward. No, it's all good.
Cool.
I like who you guys are. I don't think I want you to be someone else.
Paul seems into it. Let him do it.
Yeah, let him do it.
I don't think anyone should do. I don't. Instead of that, maybe if you're good at rebirth type of stuff, maybe you could heal all of them from this death curse that's happening.
I can't do that. I'm not a god, you see. And that's a major mojo. But any of you hurt, might be able to help you with that.
I have an owie.
She will look at your owie and she will sort of gently caress your owie with her tongue, and the owie disappears.
Thanks.
The crack in your ankle, which that nasty creeper had left, just sort of is stitched up perfectly. You can't see the wound anymore.
Evelyn's like, hey.
I have an owie.
Oh. So would one person have this knowledge if one of us agreed to this?
That's right.
What? Look, there's plenty of ways to get knowledge.
She says,
I don't know if
she looks at you, Evelyn, and says, I'm afraid you can't shed your skin because you don't have one.
Yeah, thank you for that. Yes, it's very
All
good.
right.
Thank you.
So, like, how literal is this skin shedding? Like, is it like an academic skin or like a spiritual skin, or is it like, you know, like this is like
It's a real far out head trip, man.
oh,
How did I
shit.
like all your skins? Just keep them. Don't do that.
That sounds pretty rad.
If it could keep us from dying.
Did she just offer to make you trip balls?
Kind of sounds like it, but also I think all this new body stuff. I like you guys the way you are.
It's like, would I be like a different person entirely, or would I just have this newfound enlightened sense of knowledge?
You would just have enlightenment. You'd be the same old Paulton.
Do I believe her?
Make
I
an
do.
insight check.
Yeah, I do.
That's all that's important. Yeah.
21.
Ooh.
There is something that she's not telling you, but you don't think that she's being insincere.
Okay.
She's being
What is-
incomplete.
What is this knowledge that you're offering? I mean, I could learn that the sky is blue, and that wouldn't help me much, you know?
She says, it is just an awareness. It is like heightened senses. It's opening up yourself to the world around you, and all of the secrets that are contained in the vicinity. It is.
Cool.
Oh, like perception. I don't have any of that.
Fuck it. Let's do it.
All right.
Paul, I don't trust it.
Eh.
If it breaks you, we'll find a way to redo it.
Yeah, we've all died a couple times.
All right.
That's why we're here.
Evelyn's like, you guys are all high. Stop making decisions while you're high.
All right, just, be careful. We'll
You're
be
gonna
here
let
just
him
in
do
case.
this?
Sure.
Diaz, why? You're gonna.
He usually does what he wants.
Yep.
All right.
No, Evelyn, you and I will be right here. As soon as we see anything go wrong, we're getting him out of here.
All
You can
right.
always fireball.
Yep.
Did feel nice when she licked my owie, so maybe
yeah.
it'll be fine.
Yeah. So Paulton, she sort of brushes your neck with her tongue.
Ooh.
And as she pulls back, you feel that some sort of magic has been cast upon you. And then there's sort of like this itchy feeling on your neck where she licked you. And as
Oh no, I'm hooked.
as you start to kind of just give it a little bit scratch, you start to peel away the skin.
Oh no!
And
Oh, I thought we weren't doing literal.
it becomes this sort of compulsion all of a sudden, like a scab. You just can't leave it half picked. So the rest of you just start to see Paulton peeling off his face, and kind of peeling off his ears and his hair.
This is very traumatic for Evelyn.
Yeah, you see, basically there is another Paulton underneath what appears to be this quickly drying and cracking skin that surrounds him. It's like suddenly the skin around Paulton is just all becoming cracked and dry, and there's another Paulton right underneath that's peeling himself out from underneath it.
You mean like metaphorically, right?
I mean, literally.
Strix immediately starts picking up pieces of Paulton and putting them into a jar.
Strix, no!
Wow, we might need them!
I'm doing this and just like,
yeah.
yo, this is fucked,
And
man.
just like a snake shedding his skin, he just sort of takes it all off his head and then starts to sort of bundle it down his body and push the old Paulton off of him until he basically steps out of his own skin.
Paulton looks great. Scientists hate him.
Evelyn says to Diaz, I thought I couldn't get high. Are you seeing this?
Oh, I'm seeing this.
And then Paulton, as you come out of this, you also feel that you have sort of some powerful mojo or magic cast upon you.
Cool.
And all right. And you now have the Blessing of Wound Closure. And what that means is, and this is actually very, very handy for you. While you have this blessing, you stabilize whenever you are dying at the start of your turn. So if you drop to 0 hit points, you stabilize automatically.
Whoa.
Cool.
Yep.
That's crazy.
How long does this last? Do I know?
Yeah, she tells you that it will last until the next new moon, which is about 30 days away.
You made it so he can't die?
Wait, so like, has any of this been revealed to everyone?
No,
already?
this is just something you've been
Okay,
blessed with.
so as soon as I know this,
Yeah.
like right as I step out, I'm like, all right, guys, new mission. We gotta destroy the moon. I need this forever.
What?
Are you
Trust me. I'm not high. I swear, this makes total sense in my head. but I'm feeling great.
Broke him.
No, she unbreak me. Did you see me walk out of me? That was sick.
It was gross.
It was great.
All right. And then she proceeds to eat Paulton's skin.
Ew!
Except the parts
Fine.
that Strix tore off and stuffed in the
Like
jar.
tries to take it. I'm like, no, that's mine. That's mine.
She says, "This is powerful magic, man. I gotta replenish."
All right, just give me
That's
a
fair.
little bit. Put it in my robe.
All right.
What happens if I eat it?
Don't.
Do it.
I'll
Don't.
just look at Tiffany like, oh,
Do it.
She just says, "Far out."
So,
Cool.
do you feel okay?
I feel like if I were to almost die, I wouldn't.
Do you feel like you know more than you ever did before?
Well, technically, yeah. But I feel like that applies to any time you learn anything.
Yep. Oh, the other thing that coming out of the skin did is it shed off any scars that you have. So like the wound that you had on your neck from the decapitation is just sort of gone with the old skin. So
Whoa,
This
he's
is-
like a weird shiny new
yeah,
Paulton.
yeah.
Ooh, cool.
I mean the death curse is still taking hold and will weaken him as normal, but
I was like, guys, don't worry, I'm still dying. I just look great.
yes, you'll leave
you could-
you'll leave a pretty corpse. Yeah.
So you could like jump off the top of this thing, and then like just be okay.
Maybe don't.
Like she says that, my eyes just light up. Like, and I look at the snake. I'm like, could I?
She says, "You're just you, man."
That's true. You're right. You're right. I shouldn't, but I could.
You know
Wow.
what? Save it. We'll save that. You keep that in mind. We'll put a pin in it. You never know. We'll save it.
yeah, the tomb sounds really bad. I was hoping that was going to be something we could take a miss on, but
She says,
like we're taking a miss.
"If you wait long enough, maybe the cubes will be found for you."
By who?
No, we don't really have that luxury.
Says, "Other forces being what they are."
Well, should we be worried then that the cubes aren't even in the shrines?
It's a
Would
possibility.
we be wasting our time?
You
Do you
might
even
be.
know which cubes are left?
Are you even a snake or a person?
Are we even people?
So
This
many
is
questions.
crazy,
So many
dude.
questions.
Also, is Paulton wearing clothes?
Yes, amazingly.
Okay, just checking.
Yeah. Actually, it'd be funnier if he wasn't, wouldn't it? Yeah. Mm-hmm. So he should be naked. Yeah, he's naked.
Wait, you changed your mind?
I
Are
did.
we retconning that?
Yeah, I totally retcon that.
Okay.
But yeah,
It's like I'm wearing the outfit that is.
he puts
the
it. He puts his clothes back on after the skin is all pulled out of it.
Ew. You don't have to do that.
You can just walk
Like,
around
no,
naked.
in an ideal world, but
Trickster, like, just as he's putting the clothes on and there's like skin bits falling out, she's
Yeah.
just gonna start collecting them from the ground as he like puts them on. Put in the jar.
She says, "That's a strange hobby you have, girl."
So, snake or person, I don't know. Just keeps doing.
All right, well, so we're supposed to find these cubes, but they might not be in the place where we think they are, and someone else might have them, and that someone else might take care of this thing for us, but they might not. So what do we do?
Now, you said that there are 9 shrines and they're just all over. And we couldn't help perhaps have you maybe point a way or where we could find one of these shrines.
You don't need me. You got your friend Paulton here.
I just saw him crawl out of himself.
it was wild, man.
I mean, he seems okay, actually, so if you want to do it too, Dieth, maybe you should.
No, that's okay.
Yeah.
Not all scars can heal.
She says,
Paul, do you feel like you know?
Yeah.
Do you sense anything?
Do I sense anything?
No. You're pretty much the same old as far as you're concerned. And she says, "Oh, he won't feel anything here because we're not even in the world now, man. When you get back, things will be revealed. The sky will open up and the heavens will speak to you in song.
What?
Cool.
Or whatever.
Or whatever.
Same.
It's
All right,
all
well-
razzmatazz.
Okay, thank you, Snurson. We are gonna go outside now, and we're just going to
If
see
you
if
leave,
Fulton.
you can't come back. Have I answered all your questions?
Oh no, I like this place.
No, we have so many more
do
questions.
you know anything about the Skizzixes, baby? You seem smart.
Says, they are not of this world, or I would know them well.
Do you know who they are? Anything? Anything at all? Why? Do you know of someone that looks like me that committed a crime? Maybe a multiverse-related crime?
She says, I know of someone who looks like you, but she hasn't committed any crimes, not yet, no.
Wait, what?
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 What are you talking about?
Who looks like her?
She says, all will be made clear when you meet yourself.
What?
Oh no!
What?
What does that
What?
Oh,
even mean?
oh, I'm fucking woke, fam.
I'm sorry?
This is what happens when you time travel.
I didn't do that!
How about this? A Sararek. Is there a way to destroy him?
He's a lich. His phylactery is somewhere, who knows where, intergalactic space, who knows. Destroy him? No. You can annoy him, you can make him angry, you can destroy his body and take his stuff, but he'll always come back until you find his phylactery. But it's not on this world, or I would know it.
The phylactery is not on this world? Are you talking about here or like right outside that door world?
On your world, on this world. It's somewhere else.
Do you have any like helpful hints for finding phylacteries?
That's exactly how
how-to
Evelyn
book.
pronounces it.
She says, destroying him that's a tall order. I wouldn't recommend it.
Better to look for the cubes.
Says, destroy Soulmonger. Otherwise, he'll bring that dead thing back to life, and then that will be the end of life as we know it.
Well, here. And meanwhile, the Mercy Killer's just gonna keep going after me and whatever other plane we're on, and whatever other bee. She's crying on the ground, like, I don't know what's happening anymore.
Have you?
Strix,
She
you,
says-
you need to be cool. You need to
As
chill
I
out,
said,
right?
That's right. You got to chill out. As I said, I see what the stars see. There are no stars where you come from, girl. I can't see into your past or what you came from, but I know what happens in the world.
You're right, there are no stars.
Have you seen people that look like the rest of us, or just like her?
Just like her and him and him. And looks at Diath and Paulton.
Oh,
Not like me.
Oh no.
They were made from your hair.
oh no!
Oh
Wait, what?
no.
Oh no!
They were made from their own hair.
I gave the hag's hair!
Oh.
Oh.
I thought that was just gonna make them not kill us.
Fuck.
Unreal, she says.
Gosh.
Sorry to lay it on you, but that's the way it is.
And
Fearful symmetry, man.
they're
Fearful
here in this
symmetry.
world.
Yeah,
This is terrible.
you'll meet them soon enough.
Where? Where will we meet them? How?
I
I'll
don't
need
know.
to cut our hair and dye our skin blue. That way we know that we're not the evil us. She just starts like ripping chunks of her hair out, like, here.
No, Strix, stop.
No, we can't have hair. We can't have hair. I've seen this happen before.
Did she answer when I asked
I'm
where
sorry.
and how we would find them?
She says that she doesn't know. Certain things in the future are malleable. All she knows is what exists.
Are they doing evil things? Does this tie into the Mercy Killer?
I don't know anything about mercy killers.
Oh, so
my
that's a
God.
whole other problem.
Oh my
That's not even related to this problem.
Strix, you didn't even do anything wrong. See, it was all a big misunderstanding. It's the other Strix. Isn't that great news?
No, it's all. I don't know. It's all.
Alton
She's just,
starts freaking out, just like, wait, shit. Wait, hold on. Wait, what if we're the fake ones? Dude. Why?
That's why I said to cut our hair.
No.
Not the fake ones.
How do you know?
I don't think.
Yeah,
Okay,
see?
Next time we make camp, I am going to take a hot thing and just put it on our arms, and then anyone that has the burn on their arm is us.
What a perfect excuse to get best friend tattoos.
Saja Nabaza says, instead of worrying about killing a Sarak, maybe you should focus your energy on Raz Nisi. I remember him from his first uprising, and I urge you to kill him, both as a punishment for his past atrocities and to prevent any possibility of a recurrence.
All right, thank you for. Yeah, we'll do that. In between being killed by our doppelgangers and extra-dimensional threats and mercy killers and 2 rebel families and a bunch of other things that are really terrible. Thanks for nothing.
Just to make sure I got that right, Raznisi was at Omu.
Yes, he waged war on Chult with an undead army, then was
Yeah.
defeated, retreated to Omu, became a Yuan-Ti, and has basically now become the leader of the Yuan-Ti there.
Okay. Got it. Just making sure.
Because he's a very powerful warlord, a sort of Chultan boogeyman.
Okay, got it.
What if we just stay here?
Then you die.
Then I'd die.
No one is dying.
That's
Except
But
for
then the fake ones will be dead because we might be them.
no.
All right. Guys, I think Paulton's had enough.
Strix has had enough.
We've all had enough. Or not enough. What is enough, dude?
While they're kind of chit-chatting, Evelyn whispers to the snake lady, like, are these the real ones?
As far as I know.
Okay.
Who's to say who's the real ones?
Also, have you met Lathander?
Oh.
No.
Okay.
She says, lay it on me.
Oh, sure. Okay. Lathander is the Morning Lord. In his great mercy,
No,
he
as
shines
soon
down
as it
upon
happens, Trickster, she's just, I'm done, and just walks outside.
All right, Strix, when you walk outside, there's like this blast of warm air. It was much more temperate and abiding where you just came from. As you step back out into the tropical jungle, you're hit by the humidity of Oralunga as you remember it. And down at the bottom of the stairs below you, you can see Dragonbait and Waffles both sort of look up at you.
Everything is bad.
And it's also nighttime. It's like you
God.
just lost a whole pile of hours.
Oh.
Before I leave, I asked the snake lady, like, before we go, is that the little guy who let us in here around?
Oh, you're talking about the Chewingas, man?
Yeah.
The nature spirits. These Chewingas, they are little devils.
They were cool.
She says, they're all over the jungle. You keep your eye open for them, you'll see them. They'll be back. They can be very helpful. They live in rocks, they live in leaves, they live in water, they live in flowers. They live in all the things of the natural world. They are the cutest elementals.
I want one.
All right, you just keep living the dream.
All right. Thank you. I gotta go live out my existential crisis now.
Yeah, it's time to leave.
All right, you withdraw, exiting from, after giving Saja Nabaza all the information, proselytizing about Lathander. She seems very intrigued.
Oh, nice. She's interested?
Yeah, definitely interested in learning new things about gods.
Okay.
And you leave, you step out onto the ziggurat, and you can see there is no shrine behind you anymore. It's just a flat-topped ziggurat, and its night has fallen upon it. And the stars, you can see thousands upon thousands of stars in the sky because there's virtually no ambient light anywhere. So every galaxy, every distant flickering light is now gazing upon you, and you feel like they are watching you.
It's so beautiful.
Strix will just sit down on the ground and just look at the stars and
The way they seem to
Pull her
spiral
hair
out, it's almost as if you're almost at the center of it all. Like the stars just sort of go off on these spiraling trails.
well, I know that's not the truth.
Yeah.
She said she's watching us from the stars. Hi, new friend. Thanks again for that snaky kiss. It felt real nice.
One of the stars, one of the brightest ones, just sort of winks at you, Evelyn.
Alton, do you feel like you know or sense anything now?
Yeah, Paulton, you feel like that you have lived in this jungle in a previous life. And in fact, as you look around Oralunga, you can almost see sort of spectral images of the buildings as they used to stand before the city fell to ruin.
Whoa.
Like just ghost structures all around you. You are definitely in tune with a force not previously accessible to you.
I look at DF and I go, yeah.
And that's where we'll stop. All right. Next week's episode is going to be great, and hopefully everybody will be able to tune in. Does anybody have any announcements before we part for the week?
How about the fact that in 3 days is December, everybody?
What? It can't be December.
That's right. This is my third annual celebration of all things Dungeons and Dragons called December, starting this Friday, going throughout pretty much the entire month. We'll be doing all kinds of different videos, showcasing all kinds of D&D video games on the Gameplay channel. Good old Waffle fan Scarlet Moth did a super cool D&D December prompt where every single day is a different topic. Just talking about like maybe your favorite class, or your maybe favorite setting, or your favorite spell, etc. So I'll probably be doing a little bit of that myself, either in video form or online. So if you want to do or partake in any of that, you can do #DNDecember. I'll be looking through it, maybe retweeting some, etc. But be on the lookout for that. All kinds of D&D stuff on the way.
I have a new D&D show coming out too, just because it's like fun on my YouTube channel called The Friendly Table, where I'm just going to talk about how to start as a beginner, and it's going to be really friendly, and there might be puppets, and it's going to be really embarrassing and super dumb. So please look forward to that. It's going to be great. So my first episode's coming out on Thursday, so I'm just getting back into my YouTube stuff.
The Friendly Table.
The Friendly Table. And the logo is a little pigeon on top of a bunch of dice.
Oh, of course
it is.
Yes, naturally.
Yeah. Now, the Friendly Table. So the first episode is on finding your table, and that's going to game stores or online and whatever. So it's going to be fun.
I'll do the shout out for the Dice Camera Action subreddit, reddit.com/r/Dice Camera Action, all one word. There's amazing stuff there. Tons and tons of amazing fan art and fan fiction, and once in a while we stop by and post canonical background stories or even our own fan fiction. So don't forget to go check that out. And I think at least I think a few others may have stuff to post this week, so do check in.
Yay.
In addition, also continuing this week is the Dungeons & Dragons podcast, Dragons in Places, starring the Game Grumps. Aaron, Ross, Barry, Susie are joined by Holly and their Dungeon Master, myself. So you're looking for a very newbie-friendly Dungeons & Dragons podcast to listen to. Check out Dragons in Places on YouTube and on iTunes. None of them have really played before except for me and Holly. So if you kind of want to get the swing of things and kind of learn how things work, try giving that a listen to.
That's true. And there's no doubles or mercy killers or trauma, or it's just a walk in the park. It's just a walk in the park. It'll let you sleep soundly at night.
Yeah.
Yeah. Also, yes, they could chat. There's also a Dice Camera Action Discord if you want to join in. Check out that little small community of people chatting with each other during the show, sharing off art, fan fiction, etc.
All right. Let's see. What do I have to say? So if your name is William Ulrich and you're 12 years old, I just want to say I got your lovely letter today. Thank you very much. It touched my heart. And contrary to what you witnessed in this episode, don't do drugs. If you want to work at Wizards one day, that's the best advice I can give you.
Don't be like the waffle crew, please.
Don't be suboptimal. Don't shed your skin.
Do as I say, not as I do.
Don't commit
things
crimes
you
to the
should not do.
multiverse. Just a whole list.
Yeah.
All right. And that's where we'll wrap for this week. And we'll see you all next week. And until then, cheerio and happy what remains of November to y'all.
Yay.
Bye-bye.
Bye.